once you've made all your quilt blocks, it's going to be time to lay them out and see what your final quilt is going to look like. Welcome to Epida Studio. My name is Elizabeth and I help you make beautiful things with quilting, pojagi, and embroidery. So once you have your blocks done, then you're going to lay them out and see what your quilt is going to look like. So in the previous videos, I've shown you how to make 36 blocks. And now that those are done, we're going to lay them out into a quilt top. And there are a couple of different options that we have here. And if you got the printable pattern, then you can see those options there. If you didn't get it, that's not a problem. I'm going to explain it to you now. But if you want something printable, you can click the link below to get a printable pattern. And 36 blocks, if you remember your times tables, that can be 6 by 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So you can make a square quilt that has 6 blocks across and 6 blocks down. But if you don't want a square quilt, if you want rectangular, then you might be able to figure out 5 across and 7 down is 5 by 7 is 35. So if you want to make that one, then you have one less block that you need. And so if you have one block that's a little bit wonky that you don't like, you can just leave that one out and decide to go with the 35 block option. Now there are other options. You can be creative with this, but I'm going to show you those options. Now, when you're going to lay out your blocks, it's helpful if you have a place that is big enough that you can spread them out and see them all at one time. So I like to do that just on the floor, or you can even do it on a bed, or some quilters use something called a design wall, and it's basically something large that they can just put them up on the wall. You can check out this other video I have for a quick and easy and cheap design wall option. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to show you all my blocks laid out on the floor, which is how I normally do it. I'm just going to show you to get started, and then you can easily follow along. So when we're going to lay them out, there are a couple of different options. So I'm going to show you the traditional way. But keep in mind that when you get a quilt pattern, one of my patterns or any other pattern, that is only a suggestion. That is giving you the instructions for how to make something that looks exactly like the picture. But if you get another idea and you think, what about this? Could I do this? Feel free to do your own ideas and to make your own unique layout. There's no law that says you can't take a pattern and then make it look different than the picture. So the traditional layout for rail fence, you'll start off with one of your blocks and you'll just put it in the corner, and this will be the top left corner. And you can put this in whatever orientation you want. Start with that one. Then for the next block, I'm going to look at what color is up here, and I'm going to put that right beside it. So now we have a little knee shape there. Now, what happens if I had to put this one this way to start off? Well, that would be not a problem. Then I would just have the second one be here. So it looks like a little L, because what we're going to get is eventually we'll have a little staircase going across the quilt. So then we would continue alternating vertical, horizontal across either 6 blocks if you're doing 6 by 6 or 5 blocks if you're doing 5 by 7. So you would have them just the same way, this way, that way, alternating across. And then for the next row, we're gonna use this one as our reference point, and we can see this color is gonna go on top. And so you'll notice that this block is in the same orientation as that block. And then when I add the next one, that one is going to be in the same orientation as this one. So now that I've added the second row, I can see this blue step is going across and the pink step is going down here. And then I would just continue. This next row would be just the same as the first one. And then the fourth row would be just the same as the second one. And I'm continuing both across and down in just the same way, and you can see the steps. Now, as I said before, if when you're laying it out, you think, oh, well, what will happen if I put them this way? Then you could try it, or what if I put all my blocks going horizontally instead of alternating them? You can feel free to play with the layout and find something else that you'd like. It's your project and you can do what you want. But the traditional layout has that stepping line going across the whole quilt. So once you've laid them all out and you see the layout that you like, then I'm going to encourage you to take a picture of it, because then you'll have a reference. Because in the next step, I'm going to show you how we're going to join those blocks and then put them together into your quilt top. And having a picture as a reference is a really great idea, because when you start picking them up to sew them, it can be easy to forget how they go back together. So take a picture so you can remember. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to sew them all together. For more quilting patterns and tutorials, you can check out my website, epidastudio.com.